DuPont is describing this agreement as a win-win. In what sense is this a validation of the work Linnaeus has been engaged in for the past dozen years?
Well, we've been involved in research, and the research is related to how we can use non-food oilseed crops to substitute for petroleum in higher value applications than just burning it in a fuel. So hydraulic fluids, polymers, greases, things that would normally persist or get in the environment. So not only can we replace a petroleum product and all the CO2 issues related to that, but our products typically are biodegradable and they're non-toxic in the environment. By DuPont getting involved with this program, they are a sign of the times, a trend. People are looking for where they're going to get the next types of feedstocks that can substitute for petroleum. So by working with Linnaeus, I think they recognize all the work and research we've done, because we understand how an oilseed needs to be changed in order to work in an environment where it replaces petroleum. So I think that part recognition of that. The fact that we have an advanced breeding program shows that we can take a trait all the way from the lab through production and actually manufacture it. So finally, with DuPont, not only do they represent a partnership for us in terms of somebody who has the capability of helping us on the research side, but with DuPont Materials, they have a potential to be a huge customer for these new raw materials that we're developing in Camelina.
Exactly how is the agreement between DuPont and Linnaeus likely to advance development of Camelina as an industrial oil?
Well, Camelina as a crop has a lot of fantastic advantages. It's drought tolerant, it's a non-food crop, so it gets us out of this food versus fuel debate that are concerning some people. But unfortunately, what it lacks is an oil profile that is very useful when it comes to industrial applications. So we have half the equation in the crop. The other half is how do we improve the oil profile so that it's more stable for industrial applications. That's where DuPont comes in. They have a fabulous collection of technology, experience, and expertise when it comes to the modification of oil profiles. So we believe DuPont is going to be the key to moving our Camelina program forward, so we have value-added industrial oils that are excellent substitutes for petroleum in non-fuel applications such as greases and hydraulic fluids and polymer manufacturing.
DuPont predicts Linnaeus will be able to take Camelina to the next level. What is the next level?
Well, the next level is to take this non-food oilseed crop that really doesn't have the capability to be a petroleum substitute because of the type of oil it produces, and modify it and improve it based on Linnaeus's experience in substitution of oilseed crops for petroleum applications. So using the DuPont technology and expertise, we expect to improve the oilseed profile so that it will fit in with our ability to market end user products in the area of lubricants, hydraulic fluids, and greases. We have a Smart Earth lubricants manufacturing group that markets these products for us. So we're integrated all the way from the molecular biology in the lab through to crop development and production, because we have a significant breeding program, all the way to retail sales and markets for these petroleum substitutes.
What product lines do you envision for improved Camelina?
You know, one of the big advantages in Camelina is it's a low input crop and it grows on marginal land. That means it's cheaper for the farmer to grow. So people out there that are trying to substitute oilseed crops are typically using quite high value oilseed crops that are also in the food chain, such as high oleic canola or high oleic soybean. Our development of Camelina, we believe our production costs are going to be significantly lower. From this improved stream of oilseed profile that we're going to be developing with DuPont, we have a family of products that we're already developing based on food oils, but we're going to substitute the improved Camelina at lower cost. And these are products such as greases, hydraulic fluids. We even have a replacement for WD-40, the famous home lubricant, that's based on Canadian oilseed crops.
How do farmers benefit from the opportunity to grow a better Camelina?
You know, farmers are fantastic entrepreneurs, and everybody knows they're risk takers as well. They have a whole portfolio of products, and it's not as if they grow one crop every year. They need to rotate crops. I see the improved Camelina as an arrow in their quiver of diversified product crops, so that they can grow a higher value crop on certain times of land, certain types of year to replace these petroleum products, and they're going to make quite a bit more than a crop that they could grow that land on otherwise. So that means increased profitability to the farmer. The farmer's part of our climate change challenge by, giving us great feedstocks that replace petroleum on a liter per liter basis, and they're going to make extra money besides.
Describe how crops such as Camelina will help us reduce greenhouse gases.
Well, let's take the case of hydraulic fluid. We have an interesting program where we're working with Toronto Community Housing, and we have formulated a bio-based hydraulic fluid that they're running in their trash compactors. For every liter of this hydraulic fluid that they use for Canadian oilseed crops, that liter displaces 1 liter of petroleum that would be in their trash compactor otherwise. So we displace on a volume per volume basis an equivalent amount of petroleum, plus all the refining and transportation that goes into importing, manufacturing, and distributing their products. So it's a significant reduction, not only in terms of the processing and the shipping issues, but also just in the fact that we substitute a renewable feedstock for something that's not renewable. And of course, what about the cost? Unfortunately, the Gulf is educating all of us on what the real cost of petroleum is, and it's not necessarily what you pay per liter when you go into the Canadian Tire.
What cost per barrel must petroleum reach in order for Camelina oil to compete and ultimately replace petrol-based products?
That turns out to be an interesting question, because if you talk to people who are in the biofuel space, they can give you an answer. It's maybe $70 to $80 a barrel is the price quote that I've heard. But we're not interested in fuels. Fuels sell typically for 25 cents a liter, whereas hydraulic fluids and greases sell on the order of $3 to $5 a liter. So for us, we're not necessarily worried about competing directly with petroleum, because our products aren't made to be burnt. They're longer lasting products that substitute and replace petroleum on a liter per liter basis. So that extra value is what's going to make our entire value chain function.
Why is DuPont entering a licensing agreement with Linnaeus at this time?
Well, external partnerships are key to our ag biotech R&D strategy. We believe that Linnaeus can make good use of our large portfolio of IP and extensive know-how in the area of industrial fatty acids. So when we couple this with Linnaeus' experience and expertise in Camelina, which is an oilseed plant that may become an important source of non-food oils, it makes for a win-win situation.
Tell me about DuPont's leadership in oilseed technology and how this may benefit Linnaeus in its plans.
We're a leader in oilseed technology, and currently most of our efforts in this area are focused around soybeans. Plenish, our high oleic soybean, which is currently in commercial development, is the first genetically enhanced soybean with direct consumer benefits. The use of Plenish high oleic soybean oil will help eliminate trans fatty acids from our diets. But our technology and experience extends beyond food oils into a wide range of fatty acids and oils that could be used as a renewable and sustainable source of some of the materials that we currently derive from petroleum. We can provide the genes, the promoters, and other important genetic elements, as well as the biotechnology and metabolic engineering expertise that will help Linnaeus develop Camelina as a source of these novel oils for uses ranging from high-value lubricants to polymers.
Does DuPont routinely partner with companies like Linnaeus?
Yeah, we have a commitment to external partnerships. DuPont Ag Biotech is always seeking to partner with many different types of companies that might have value for our technology and for our scientific and commercial expertise in biotechnology.
Thank you.